and welcome to today's 5 at 5. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy you did. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Let us be glad in it. Well, today I want to share from a familiar passage, a couple of familiar passages, beginning with Psalm 90 and 12. And it says, "Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts to wisdom." You know, life is all about opportunities. God has given us so many opportunities. And the question becomes, what are you doing with the opportunities that God has given you? What are you doing? So I want to read from another familiar passage. It's found in Luke 19, and I'm going to begin with verse 12, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation. Now, this is the parable of the 10 servants. All right, it says, "A nobleman was called away to a distant empire to be crowned king and then return. Before he left, he called together 10 of his servants and divided among them 10 pounds of silver, saying, 'Invest this for me while I am gone.' But his people hated him and sent a delegation after him to say, 'We don't want you to be our king.' After he was crowned king, he returned and called in the servants to whom he had given the money. He wanted to find out what their profits were. The first servant reported, 'Master, I invested your money and made 10 times the original amount.' 'Well done,' the king exclaimed. 'You are a good servant. You have been faithful with the little I have entrusted you, so you will be governor of 10 cities as your reward.' The next servant reported, 'Master, I invested your money and made 5 times the original amount.' 'Well done,' the king said. 'You will be governor over 5 cities.' But the third servant brought back only the original amount of money and said, 'Master, I hid your money and kept it safe. I was afraid because you are a hard man to deal with, taking what isn't yours and harvesting crops you didn't plant.' 'You wicked servant,' the king roared. 'Your own words condemn you. If you knew that I'm a hard man who takes what isn't mine and harvests crops I didn't plant, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it.' Then turning to the others standing nearby, the king ordered, 'Take the money from this servant and give it to the one who has 10 pounds. 'But master,' they said, 'he already has 10 pounds. 'Yes,' the king replied, 'and to those who use well what they are given, even more will be given. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. And as for these enemies of mine who didn't want me to be their king, bring them in and execute them right here in front of me.'" Wow, right? Whew. I'm telling you, that just, it strikes me, because even though you see in the story, there were different amounts given, right? But it's not about how much you've been given. It's about what you do with what you've been given. Oh my goodness, we miss it. We're so busy looking at, oh, this person has so much. They have all these gifts and talents. They have this, that, and the other, and I want what they have. We spend so much time that we miss the blessings God has given us, and we don't use what he's given us. Do you recognize that nothing you have belongs to you? Absolutely nothing. It all belongs to God. Everything, our lives, our families, our homes, our resources, everything belongs to him. What are you doing with the resources that he's given you? Do you recognize that time is winding up? Well, I want to leave you with this. I discovered on this site, I just want to share this with you. It hit me, rocked me to the core. And this is what it says. Dr. Leslie Weatherhead calculated the average length of a life using the hours of one day to illustrate the importance of recognizing the value of time. He concluded that if your age is 15, the time is 10:25 a.m. If your age is 20, the time is 11:34. If your age is 25, the time is 12:42. If you're 30, the time is 1:51. If you're 35, the time is 3 o'clock p.m. If you're 40, the time is 4:08. At age 45, the time is 5:15. If you're 50, the time is 6:25. By age 55, the time is 7:24. And if you're 60, the time is 8:42. If you're 65, the time is 9:51. And if you're 70, the time is 11 p.m. I tell you, this is sobering. The fact of the matter is, time is winding up, and we don't know what a day will bring. And so why don't we start using what God has given us? He's given us opportunities. He's given us resources. He's given us our life, our health and strength. He's given us all of these things. Why don't we start using it for his glory? I don't want him to return. I don't want Jesus to return and say, you wicked servant, call me a wicked servant, because I've done nothing with what he's given me. I want him to say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. So I hope that that's your desire as well. Meditate on this word, share it with someone, because remember, we're not just blessed for ourselves. We are blessed to be a blessing. I look forward to seeing you on the next 5 at 5.